Guys, how about that?
Welcome back.
Welcome back to is it episode 14 of the SLAYCAST?
I don't fucking know anymore.
I don't either. We've been doing these so consistently, we're forgetting what fucking order the episodes come in, but it doesn't matter because we got a lot of special things to get in today. First thing first, check out the format. We have it updated yet again. This is probably the biggest update we've ever had.
Our last biggest update was just turning more towards ourselves, so this is way more important than
yeah, in the scheme of things, this is a lot larger than turning our chairs to a different angle. But as you can see, we had a new intro. How about that for a fucking intro? There is no other podcast where you would see an intro like that.
If that intro didn't blow your goddamn fucking mind, then what are you doing?
What are you doing? Exactly.
What are you doing?
It's like when we say... We can't even get into how great the podcast is. We gotta get into the stuff going on. So, next biggest up... I didn't mean to do that. Next biggest update is us on cam. If you can see right here, let's adjust our little microphone right there.
I thought was on cam last one.
Do what?
Wait, what? Oh, sorry, never mind.
No, it's alright. So, now we have these little icons in the corner.
Oh, okay.
I thought that
was in the last one, too.
No, all this is new.
What?
Yeah, all of this is new. Literally all of it.
Oh my god.
So, the whole cast is updated. As you can see, we got Cartoon Me over here in the corner, and then we got Brandon over there in that corner, and he was holding up a sword in the picture, just to let you guys know.
I'm disoriented.
He's, over there. Right there. But
yes.
So, then we have all sorts of things that are updated. Oh yes, that's right. This is an exclusive episode, boys and girls. This episode is going on to the BD Soul Entertainment channel, where all of the podcasts, the SLAYCasts, will be hosted on from this point forward. So you need to go subscribe, you need to like, you need to comment, and you need to rate, because we are bringing you the true podcast entertainment. We're not quite a podcast, we're not quite a news show, we're not quite a radio show, we're not quite anything. We are the SLAYCast.
We are an abstract imagination of your own imagination.
Exactly.
Right.
We are your mind within a mind inside of itself. That's how deep the SLAYCAST is. However, the day has finally come, ladies and gentlemen. Before we get into tonight's main event, we have a special guest. He is the man who worked and was in the best scene in the film that we're going to be watching tonight.
The only scene.
The only scene in the whole film that we're going to be watching tonight. You can find him on Tattooed Steve Storage Unit of Terror.com. He is the man, the myth, the legend, the living meme himself. Steve, how are you doing?
How you doing?
Welcome to the...
Greetings from Jersey.
Yes, he's from Jersey, just to let you guys know. Here, let's get him up on screen. You guys gotta see the fact that we actually have him here. Look, we actually have him here. This is the first, guest that we've actually had on the show.
Yeah, this is the first real guest.
The first real guest, not just one of our friends.
Yeah.
And we had a hell of a time getting this all set up, didn't we?
Sorry for missing last Tuesday. We had technical difficulties all up and down the walls. It was terrible.
Yeah, why don't you give us a little description of what it was like from your end, Steve?
Oh, like the last time we tried doing this?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it was your computer had to update, my computer had to update, and then after the updating, I found out that my Asus camera on my laptop wasn't working.
Yeah.
That was awesome. So we found it around, midnight, 2 in the morning. That whole thing just wasn't going to work that night.
No, just... Technology has a way of always fucking, just needing to reconstruct itself right when you need it most.
Right when you need it.
Yeah, so in our hour of darkness, it did not come to us. We didn't.
But, we were in the belly of the beast, but we're beyond that now.
We're beyond the whale's belly.
Yeah, we fucking stabbed that whale right in the fucking gut there.
Right in the gut.
Right in the gut.
Right in the gut. Gut. Brutal.
Fuck yeah. So, before we actually get into the film, Steve, why don't you tell us a little bit about your website, the Storage Unit of Terror, which I see you're repping the merch. You got the merch hoodie going on.
Oh, yeah, this is actually... Well, once a shirt or a hoodie's going to come out to you soon, because only people on the site or involved with the site get this gear. And it's not for sale. Nobody, is going to have it except anybody, that we all know.
Yeah. Fuck yeah, that's awesome.
And the site's just, usual interviews, reviews, and pretty much like a biography of everything I've done from when I was a kid, when I got into a costume shop, worked at a sideshow, a professional haunt, then fell ass backward in horror movies for a real long time.
Yeah.
And where I'm at now.
Yeah, well, the screen might be a little bit off time, ladies and gentlemen watching at home, but I would just like to say, give us a fucking break. Cut us some slack. We've never used Skype before on this show, people, so if it's a little bit fucked up, this is the first. You can only take as many leaps and bounds as are necessary, and we overleaped and bounded this when we set all this up. So the fact that it's going even this smoothly is a blessing.
It's a goddamn miracle.
Damn straight. But
it's the truth. The damn truth.
The damn truth. Before we get into the film, we have a couple of questions for you, actually. Our first one here was, how did you get into horror movies in general?
My Uncle Bob was actually working with the filmmaker Warren Disbrow's father at a store. And my Uncle Bob's close to 7 feet tall. And Warren's father was just like, would you want to be in a movie? So Uncle Bob's like, what kind? He goes, oh, a monster movie. He goes, sure. So Warren was hired to film for Sam Sherman. And Sam Sherman would buy foreign films, re-edit them, then redub them, and then have other footage cut into it to make his own movie.
A true film.
And this one was called Devil with the Blue Hand, was the original name of the movie. Mm-hmm. Sam turned it into The Bloody Dead. And he had hired Ed French to do the special effects, who was in Tales from the Dark Side. He did Chud, Sleepaway Camp.
All classics.
Couple Star Treks he worked on. I think he did some Roger Corman stuff, too, if I'm right.
Fuck yeah. Wow, this guy had an extensive career.
Did you say Star Trek?
Yeah.
God,
yeah,
what a god.
The movies, not the TV show, the actual movies. Like one of the part 2 or 3, I think he worked on.
Okay, halfway god.
And, Creep Show 2. He actually made Chief Woodenhead. Yeah.
That's one of the best effects in the whole movie.
Yeah.
When Ed was moving out of his studio to go to California from New York, he invited Warren, me, and a couple guys over, and we flipped out. He had Chief Woodenhead in the corner of his studio, and we're just like, boy, and we're trying not to, fanboy out because you're trying to be a little professional when you're helping him.
Mm-hmm.
And he had this giant fiberglass mold for Chief Woodenhead. He had the hitchhiker puppet from the chest up, the Thanks for the Ride lady.
That's nightmarish. That's horrific.
It was sitting on top of the refrigerator he has in his studio.
Oh, Jesus. I wouldn't even be able to go in there. I'm a huge pussy.
He had written and told what each thing was. And I'm looking past him going, that's Tales from the Dark Side stuff. And he goes, yeah. And I saw the Chud mold. I'm going, you had the Chud monster. He goes, I made the Chud monster. I'm like, oh, shit. And so it was like, great.
The Chud monsters are fucked. Those things are crazy looking.
Oh, yeah.
So,
and so my Uncle Bob was getting made up by Ed, and he was telling Ed and Warren, "Oh, my nephew's into doing this kind of special effects work, works at a costume shop, and he's just getting out of high school." Mm-hmm. So Warren got in touch with me. He goes, "What are you going to school for?" I said, "Well, I'm taking TV production, learning how to use video. And, we're using the same stuff as cable stations, so my school had an awesome setup for all that stuff." And Warren was like, "Well, stop by the studio. Let me talk to you, see what you know." And I walked in. Next thing I knew, he was just like, all right, start tomorrow. And I called my friend Sean up, Sean Reich, who was doing this, the classes with me. And I said, dude, we're working for a movie guy tomorrow. He goes, you kidding? I'm like, no. And then we stopped in. Next thing I knew, we were building monsters and killing people and on film.
Hell yeah.
And
man, that's so cool.
being in the movie.
That sounds like the dream come true.
Yeah, no, the dream come true.
But I like the characterization of Warren's dad, who was Professor Hertz in the movie, as you will see in a second, being like this small guy who's like, he's filming these fucked up movies with brutally violent gore scenes, and he's like, oh yeah, it's just a little monster movie.
He is amazingly nice. He's such a sweet man. I mean, you hug him whenever you see the guy. He's just like, come here.
Yeah, no, he looks adorable. Like, he looks like a teddy bear.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I want a doll of him,
And I've seen from like the trailers of other of Warren's movies that he's continued to be in them.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That guy's a living legend.
Living god.
But next up, we got a little bit more questions here. How did you get into... Oh, I guess you just answered that, how you got into the horror business. Wow, 2 birds with 1 stone.
Yeah.
There it is.
How's it feel to be on such an underground podcast?
I'm loving it. I'm all about the underground, just like the old metal scene, going to the old clubs, dealing with the bands.
Yeah, no, we definitely, this is the, if you can't tell by our setup, by our choppiness, if that's going on right now, we are all about the underground. We rep for the underground, boys, because that's where it stays true.
Yeah.
To quote, I think it was Manowar who said something like that.
I don't know. The only quote from Manowar is "Number one."
Number one.
That's the only relevant quote from Manowar.
That's a great song. That's a great song.
Blow your speakers.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, wait, brothers in metal.
Yeah, fighting for the world.
Fight.
No, there we go.
Dude,
I don't have to pay for that. Won't be singing anymore.
I have some Manowar CDs and tapes, like, to listen to on a freaking Walkman back here, underground.
Underground.
Who still uses a Walkman?
I do. I use it as well.
I mean, I have one, but it doesn't have batteries.
Well, because, like, I realized, like, because I'm all about, like, old type shit, like, there's something about the aura of it. I can just, like, the way that a old metal tape sounds in your headphones when you listen to it on a Walkman sounds the way that the film we're going to be watching tonight looks. Like, I just don't know.
How, that's how me with albums back then. I was like, oh, it's so much better on, vinyl and
Yeah.
then cassette came out.
No, like,
Actually, a Walkman saved my life over in Hungary.
what did? A Walkman?
Yeah. It was this is back in the Soviet era. It's still, Berlin Wall was up. The whole thing looked like every Schwarzenegger movie you ever saw. Red Heat, the whole bit. And my brother-in-law, we left the rock club in the middle of the night to go back to our hotel. And these two Soviet soldiers that were Hungarian, but they were in the Soviet military back then, on the Jeep, AK-47, fur hats, the whole bit. And they stopped my brother, and they're like, "Oh, you have papers?" And I was like, "Yeah." And the old Levi jackets that had the pockets inside the jacket.
Yeah.
So that's what my passport was. So I'm drunk, not thinking. I reach in my jacket, and go, "Here it is," and all I hear is twice. And it's like, it's one thing to hear AK-47 getting cocked in a movie, but when you hear it 2 feet away from you, you're like, "Fuck!" And I'm like yelling everything I'm hearing can think of, like, "Dude, it's my fucking papers. I don't have anything on me." So the soldier checking my pockets, pulls the cassettes out and has like Ozzy, Scorpions, and Ozzy is religion over in Europe. I hear Ozzy Osbourne. They're like freaking out, and I'm like, "Yeah, dude, here." I don't pull the cassettes out with the Walkman, and I gave the soldiers my cassettes. I'm like, "Here." They're like, "No, they're too expensive." I'm like, "Dude, I could buy a ton of them when I get back home." Then I had a Diary of a Madman painted in the back of my denim jacket.
Yeah.
I painted myself back then. They're freaking out, so I gave them my jacket. I'm like, "Here," I was like, "Take it, you're my brothers now." And they're like, no, too much money, because Levi's were illegal back then over there. So I'm like, "Take it." The next thing I know, the guys run to the Jeep. One gives me his fur hat with a red star on it. The other one gives me his military watch. I go stumbling back in the hotel. When I got home, my dad sees all this stuff because he's from Hungary. I guess we went there, and he's going, "Where'd you get that from? Are you crazy?" So I told the whole story. He couldn't stop laughing. And that's what happened that night.
Well, that's the craziest shit I've ever heard in my entire life.
Yeah, what?
Little did we know that, like, that's probably the most crazy thing that's ever happened on this podcast, and it was just a story that you happen to live.
Metal saves the world, literally.
Yeah, but one last question before we move on here. How does it feel to degrade yourself by being on such a ridiculously bottom-of-the-barrel show such as ours?
Oh, stop. Step up for me.
No, this is, we are all...
You read my website, right?
Well, the website's awesome, and I encourage everybody who is a viewer of this podcast and my YouTube channel to go check it out. There was an epic article written about my YouTube channel on there, which I am forever grateful for, because that was a great article. I was really happy about it.
You did an awesome review video of Warren's movie.
Yeah, which...
I'll give the kid, pay a favor back and do something nice for him.
Dude, it was awesome. I was like, man, little did I know when I made that movie review that someday I would have an article written by the man, the myth, the legend, the living meme himself. And I forgot to do this before we started the show, but how do you pronounce your last name? Because
MEZO.
MEZO. All right, sweet. That's what I thought it was, but I didn't want to say it like a fucking moron, pretty much.
It's like only 4 letters, but nobody ever gets it right. Like, MEZO, MEZO. I'm like, how the hell did you get an R on there?
Yeah, no, I didn't want to say MEZO, because I was like
that one I'm used to.
Yeah, no, I thought it was MEZO, but I was like, would it be MEZO? And I was like, there's no fucking way it's MEZO. Like, it can't be. But the film that you just mentioned, Flesheaters from Outer Space, and I forgot to fucking bring the DVD in here and became unprepared. But if it was in my hand, I would hold it up and show you right now. We're going to
I spent a lot of time in that monster costume.
Yeah,
Dude.
That's before we get into the film. We just want to say that if you think of anything to say during a scene, or if we come up with questions, which I'm sure we'll have, just one of us will start interjecting, talking about it. And generally, we don't like to pause the movies that we watch, but we'll probably end up having to do that.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, sweet. Well, let's get into it. How do I exit this? You guys can still see us, I presume.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta do one of these. There's that guy. There we go. Bam.
Also, sorry, viewers, this episode is late. Last episode of the spooky season.
Yes, we originally had a red light bulb. We had
costumes.
Yeah, we had costumes. We had a red light bulb. We had the whole Halloween shtick going on, and we were doing a quote spooky segment. And unfortunately, we couldn't get the episode in time for the holiday season to end. But you know, Christmas is coming up, and that's the scariest thing I can think of.
Yeah, for real. But if you're gonna,
I got the beard for it.
There you go. Yeah. I think you're prepared. I don't know about us though.
We're all gonna die over here.
Everyone.
I'm still pissed. You guys got 3 extra hours of Halloween.
Yeah. No.
What?
Yeah, no, because the time differences, the time change is different. No, like, I felt bad when I was messaging you, because I was like, oh, I want to go enjoy Halloween more, and I'm like, but it's over.
Like, oh, drunk text.
Yeah, no, I was like, I was having a great fucking time, though, on Halloween. I was running around, went to a cemetery. It was a bunch of fun. Anyways, let's get into tonight's main event.
Tonight on Raw.
Tonight on
SLAYCAST.
I pay for that one, too.
Yeah, whoops. Now we're gonna have to fork up so much money. Do you know how much money WWE has over us?
Oh yeah,
we're fucked. We're fucked. Welcome. This is the last episode, guys. We're going bankrupt.
Yep.
Instantly, it's a classic.
Yeah, boom.
Instantly, it's a
Starts
classic.
With the space scene, classic.
I love this spaceship.
AKA the dick ship.
Yeah.
Yeah, the dick ship.
It is the dick ship.
It definitely is. Fucking. Oh fuck! I meant to keep going.
This is clearly like symbolism, right?
Was it like cardboard?
Yeah, there's a story behind that one too.
Well, what was it?
We physically built that model. That was actually a model, and the body of it was a gallon-sized vodka bottle. It's like shooting horror movies, just like doing a rock band thing. We get what are we gonna film next? Spaceship, all right.
Yeah, no, we made a shitty spapeship one time.
We did once make a shitty spaceship.
It was such a pain in the ass to film the spaceship model against the background. It looking like shitty spaceship background. So Warren had done some research, and he found out that a lot of the current movies that were out back when we were going to see them in the theater, instead of going through the whole thing of building a spaceship, building a model, doing this, doing that, they would build a model, get a picture of it, then they would just slide the picture across the background.
That's right.
Or even the original Alien, when you see Ripley walking from one window to the other. That was actually a cutout of the spaceship, and they just played the footage behind it, and she just walked from one cutout window to the other cutout window.
That's weird. I've never even heard of that form of fucking effect.
Yep. And we just found about that. We're like, that's it, cut and paste.
Yeah, well, that's how you got to do it. Sometimes you don't have a whole fucking setup and millions of dollars to create a huge model spaceship.
Warren Disbrow is an amazing, amazing filmmaker. I mean, like I said, he worked professionally with 35 millimeter. Went to this 3 3/4 inch professional video, and with him, it was just there's no such thing as it can't be built, it can't be used. He would just be like, I want a house here, and we're just like, dude, we don't have a house. And he's just like, all right, go to the store. And we would go to craft store, wherever we could use, and we built the hero house behind his.
Which we'll get into. Let's just keep the film rolling. We can talk over the movie. It's fine. Might be a little bit loud.
This is the situation, Mr. President. At 2:31 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, an object of enormous size.
This guy's a
suddenly
god.
appeared
He's
on
the
our
greatest
horizon,
actor. I mean, you can't even.
apparently drifting towards the Earth.
And I
absolutely love him.
I want a church.
This is the guy we were talking about who said it's a monster movie.
With the Enterprise commander, David Riggs.
He's the person that got Uncle Bob to be in the first film.
And there's David Riggs, the ultimate badass.
Oh yeah, the old.
That's a picture.
Yeah, it gets the job done though, and not only does it get the job done, but it has its own charm that you just don't get sometimes.
Yeah. What was it like to know or like talk to Warren F. Disbrow?
Now Warren, the guy's so amazing. He's a monster kid. So we would just talk about like old 50s, 60s horror movies all day, all night, and then be like, come on, we'll write something quick, film it, because he had a full script already done.
Mm-hmm.
But there were certain scenes that needed to be done over or extended or changed. He was great with like taking in opinions from me and Sean at any given time.
It's a star.
He'd be like, how would you do this, or what would you do?
It's
And then we would just go and film it.
Yeah, I know. When I was a kid, the first movies, like horror movies I ever started filming, were actually with the youth pastor at this church I used to go to when I was a kid.
It looks pitted and scarred.
Like, because I would go to him for counseling or whatever, because it was weird. But then eventually we'd start talking about horror movies, and then he was like, oh, you like horror movies? And we just started straight up filming like effects and making horror movies in a church after hours.
What's wrong with the communication?
And how I got started with the special effects, there's a man by the name of Ricky Dick. And he owns the Castle Blood Haunt over in Pennsylvania.
Oh.
And he had a costume shop back then. He was doing face painting at a fair, and I was looking through his makeup book, and he had like all this gore stuff and monster stuff. I'm like, oh, I love this stuff. He's like, really? I'm like, yeah. He goes, oh, I own a shop in Red Bank. I was like, that's cool. I cut school half a junior year every day to work in that shop.
Oh man, that's awesome.
And then I had to go to summer school for attendance makeup.
Oh man.
It made my mother to kill me.
Yeah, no, I would have never been able to do bad in school, or else I would have been fucking in the grave at this very moment. I'd be dead.
My parents were relieved I wasn't doing drugs or something worse. They were just like, well, what are you doing? I was like, I was learning makeup stuff at the costume shop and making costumes. And so my mom's like, I hope it was worth it.
Yeah, you can always make costumes on drugs.
Some really crazy ones.
What is this right here? Like, what was this made out of, this scene?
That was the studio.
Really? Was it just walking through like a door?
Yeah, just right. We took a big piece of black paper, just dotted as many stars as we could make in a couple minutes.
That's awesome.
The stereo packing on the back was his backpack.
See, that is true filmmaking.
Yeah, we should do that.
What happened was another effects artist. He was like, oh, I do props, I do costumes, I do whatever. And we're like, where's the interior of the spaceship? Oh, and we had to build that within a 45-minute period to have him walk through. Oh, the door. That's another one from the same guy I was telling you about.
Mm-hmm. Well, when we made our spaceship, we literally just took a black piece of paper and poked holes in it and put it up against a window.
Hell yeah, that's right.
That's me in the outfit.
Really? That's awesome.
The door wasn't supposed to be cardboard. It was supposed to be balsa wood and metal. But of course, the effects artist shows up with a cardboard one. I'm like, what are you doing? And he's like, oh, to save money. I'm like, I'm going to have a fucking stroke working on this right now.
Yeah, like, I always noticed the cardboard doors and was wondering, like, it's crazy to have the inside scoop.
Yeah, that was just the last minute. The guy showed up. We had no idea. There's Uncle Bob.
Oh, that's him.
Yep. Then this is another part of the studio that we just grabbed any styrofoam, anything, and glued it to the walls and painted it all silver.
Oh, okay, you can see it.
Oh shit, I didn't even notice
never noticed that.
Yeah, see, it was effective. It worked. It fooled us.
Yeah.
And this song, it's like, really, he's coming. It's the end.
And
so that was
this was filmed.
Cardboard?
Yeah, it was cardboard. That was filmed under Brookdale Community College.
You know, I mentioned that in my review. I don't know how I knew that.
That friend of ours went there, and he was like, dude, he goes, you gotta use underneath the basement. It looks like a government facility. So we're like, yeah, man.
No, it
so
definitely does.
The extras were all excited, and they're like, oh, we're gonna be like security guys getting killed by an alien monster. And then they see the cardboard fucking door.
I would have loved the cardboard door, personally. I would have been like, yeah, we're using it.
Yeah.
I'm like, we're professionals, I swear to God. Then we saw the monster outfit, then they were excited again.
Yeah, well, like, the monster outfit would excite anybody. You could take it out.
Like, come on.
You could take it out on a, like, never mind. I'm not going to go all that way.
And this was the mayor's office in Berkeley Township that Uncle Bob was sitting in.
You filmed in the mayor's office?
They were amazingly nice. I actually got pulled over by the Berkeley Township Police because I was driving home at like 5 in the morning.
Yeah.
I'm slurring a little bit. The cops pulled me over. I'm just like, oh, and I looked like, you back then with the hair.
Yeah.
It's like Dave. And the cop goes, where are you coming from? I was like, filming a monster movie. He's looking at me like, okay. Then he looks at my back seat, and I had this huge bag of white powder that was the alginate to do face castings with. I had the big syringes. I had rubber tubing for the fake blood. So the cop's like, and what's all this back there? I'm like, making cast of faces and squirting blood. So now he calls back up. Gets me out of the car. He's searching my car. There's nothing in it to find. He was he's looking through different stuff. Then he finds the Polaroids of the effects, so we can match them up. We do the next day. We had the continuity pictures. So of course we're all dead people. And he's going, what am I looking at? And I said, that's all from the movie. We're making monsters, man. So he takes me to the back of the car, pops open the trunk, and the half body you see later in this movie is the half body was laying in the trunk in plastic. Blood's all over the place in the plastic. The cop's looking at me. I'm like, dude, it's fake. And I reached in, grabbed a piece of the latex off. I'm stretching in front of the cops, and they're just like, what? And I pulled the pants up so it's actually foam inside the jeans. And they were like, oh, you really do movies. I'm like, yeah. So I said, you guys want to be in the movie? And they were like, are you kidding? I'm like, no. I said, we could use cops. So they gave us their business cards, or gave me the business cards. I brought him back to Warren, told him the whole story. He's going, are you kidding? I'm like, no. So we called the policeman, had him come over to the studio. They went berserk when I saw all the stuff, and the monster outfit and everything that was there. They were all completely on board. They were just like, dude, anything you guys need, we will have for you. They let us use the police station. The mayor loved it. Mayor's office was there. The first aid and fire department were doing a drill for like a toxic waste kind of thing. And I told them, I said, well, let's do special effects. If you need bodies for the EMTs to move, the firemen to move, whatever, I'll make all the corpses you guys need. And that's how we got to film all that stuff with the ambulances and the helicopters and everything that you saw in the second movie.
That's fucked up. Like, I didn't know that. So the cops you're talking about are the cops that, like, come later in the scene and get killed, right?
Yeah. They were amazingly nice. I love every one of them. I mean, a lot of them had passed on because it was, 20 years ago. But they were, like, the nicest guys I ever got to hang out with for, like, a week. And they were hysterical. Like, we needed one shot. We wanted to get the gunshots that you see later, the gun firing. We're behind the police station. There's just woods everywhere behind the police station. I look at the cop, and I was just like, do you have a firing range? And he goes, yeah, why? And I was like, we need to get pictures. We need to get shots of somebody shooting a gun. Not at anything, just from the side, so we see the flash of the muzzle and stuff. He goes, that's all you need? And we're like, yeah. So he tells Warren to get his camera, get the lights. We set everything up. He aims at the biggest tree in the forest behind the police station, just starts shooting at the tree. And I go, do people live back that way? He goes, nah, nothing back there. There's more trees. Don't worry about it. I'm like, oh my God.
That's awesome.
I like how the whole, like, town was in the movie. Like, it really gives you that feeling, like, everybody came together to work on this movie. And, like,
I have insane love for Berkeley Township, New Jersey.
Yeah, like, it has some weird connection with Clerks because of the second one.
Yep.
That's, I wonder if Kevin Smith ever looks back and he's like, I remember when they were making that movie.
He actually played the movie, and he still plays it over at the Stash in Red Bank.
Really? That's
And
crazy, because when I was watching the second one yesterday, I was like, the way people talk, I was like, wow, a lot of the way people talk in this movie is reminiscent of, like, Clerks. I guess that's just how New Jersey is. Yeah,
and Brian and Walt actually came to the theater showing of the second movie when Troma had the production of it, the showing of it.
Oh, that's amazing. So this was like a hometown legend.
Yeah.
You're a hometown hero.
Hometown
Oh, yeah.
hero.
Send money to
Tattooed Steve, storageunitofterror.com. Getting in all the plugs.
All your money, everything you own.
So we've seen a couple death scenes so far. We've had some great stories so far. Now we're introduced to our main character. What was this lady like, Steve?
Sandra, she was amazingly nice and a very sweet person. And she looked a lot like an actress that worked with Sam Sherman in his earlier movies. I mean, he completely blew him away when she walked in the door. He was like, do you look like... I forgot the poor actress's name, but she is exact for this woman. Oh, these two were at a couple soap operas.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah, I think they did a General Hospital as they were like extras in that, and I think they did a Guiding Light. I think it was.
What a fucking filmography. Goddamn, their resume is probably crazy.
I like that every single one of these movies has more than a couple scenes where there's just a couple in a car and one of them's a fucking dick.
Well, in the first one, there's a ton of the couples and cars, and then in the second one, they're like, oh, let's compile them all together into the ultimate fucked up scene.
Yeah, that guy's the one dick.
And we had him really play up the dick move. We're like, dude, I said, you had to play like every Guido. I'm from Jersey, I'm allowed to say that. Every Guido ever. I said, you gotta play it up. And he did. He was awesome. He was just off the charts with it. The girl was a complete sweetheart. She got drenched in Caro syrup blood. This is like in the middle of July, I think it was. And we have like outtakes where you just see the bugs just coming at her because of all the Caro syrup all over her.
That's
But she took it like a champ. Didn't complain. Nothing. Me in the monster outfit, I had the bugs coming into the eye holes and then coming in the outfit. I'm pissing, moaning, and I'm like, fucking bugs, fucking outfit, sweating to death. I look over, the poor girl's just covered in fake blood, not even.
It's like the plague. It's like the plague.
Right there it is.
You know, this scene's awesome. They get what's coming to them. I like how
They get what's coming to them.
Oh, I like how like
Fucking bitches out in the dark. Get fucked by aliens.
I just like how every single character in this movie is like an asshole except Sandra.
Yeah, that's true.
Everybody's a dick. How about that rape scene in the second one, though? I mean, it's not really a rape scene.
Oh, there's the second.
Yeah, no,
that
was fucked.
I was there for a couple nights at Maryland, and then the few nights when they actually filmed it, I wasn't there for those. I was in the monster outfit getting filmed at different hours, and I fell on my ass a mazillion times in that stupid outfit.
Thank you.
Did you trip on the tail?
No, I was short compared to everybody else, and the monster's supposed to be like close to 7 feet tall.
Yes,
The actor that we originally made the suit for, he was a tall guy, but the suit shrunk down for some reason. So of course I was like a fit into it. So Warren would be like, I put the suit on, go kill that guy. And I'd be up to like the shoulder of this actor. I'm like, who's in the fucking? And he goes, no, come here, get this. So it was like picnic benches, a wheelbarrow, 5-gallon buckets, and because the outfit's so top heavy, when I would swing at somebody, you know, the kill thing, I would completely spin and fall right off of everything. If we did an outtake, there would be countless scenes of my feet like flying in front of the camera every time when I went over.
Man, I wish the outtakes existed, because like I would watch any piece of behind the scenes footage of this that I possibly could.
I have begged and pleaded with Warren to make an outtake reel. I said, you have to do it. I said, people love the outtakes.
Yeah.
But he was just trying to keep it, how can I put it? He's a very serious filmmaker. When it comes to that, he's very with that. He goes, I'm afraid of looking. I'm like, no, dude, they love this stuff. So hopefully someday in the line, one will come out.
Hopefully, if Warren ever stumbles across these videos, he does not take it personally. We are not meaning to shit on the movies by saying
No.
We give them love. These movies are intertwined with our being.
Literally, my soul is this movie now.
The half body you just saw was what was in my trunk.
How do I feel? I feel like somebody ripped my head open with a sledgehammer.
When we found you on board the shuttle,
If you see that black cloth that was supposed to be over the guns,
yes.
Yeah.
you'll see the Fear No Evil Grim Reaper on the other side of it, because we didn't have
Dude, that's such a good album.
That is a great album.
straight off my wall. We had no black fabric. Warren goes, I need some black fabric. I'm like, all right. So in normal light, you didn't see nothing. So we folded it up, threw it over the guns, turn on the actual lights. All you see is the white outline. Warren just looks at me and goes, fuck it, we don't have time. People won't, hopefully nobody will notice.
Dude, that I never noticed. I have to look at that now, because that's amazing. That's like Grim Reaper is another part of me that's deep down in my core. I've harbored a love for Grim Reaper. They're one of the first classic heavy metal bands I got into.
That's what I keep saying with you. It's like Hot Tub Time Machine. I'm like, anything I did, you're like, oh yeah, I still do that. I'm like, what?
Yeah, no, we
I feel like Blue.
somebody has to keep the traditions alive.
Samso's military.
Ugh.
They can handle it.
I like how
We aren't
dismissive
dealing
David
with
Riggs
a
is about
earthbound
everything.
human conflict here. This is more within
What is that
our
actor
area of
like?
expertise.
He was
So you want
another
me
one,
to try
very
and
nice
picture the
person.
scripture for you?
He was great to hang around with.
I want you to
But the kill scene at the end in the cave when I crack him in the nuts with the blood bag.
Uh-huh.
That was after 15 takes,
These guns are made of a
and it just kept going. And Greg kept laughing after every time I'd crack him with the thing. So I felt like I got annoyed. I was like, let's see, he'll laugh this one off. I bashed him like jackass style right in the junk.
You activate it by
I can
pushing
feel it, the
this button.
pain.
Yeah.
When on, these small red lights will blink. The dome on top occasionally blinks under normal
Is that like
conditions,
a...
but
is
the
that a
closer
big-
you
what,
get
is that
to
a
the
pen
creature,
with
the
some
faster
LEDs?
it will blink.
That was the
What
pen
happens
light
if I
with
find
the LED circuit board. That was the same guy who made the cardboard door.
Oh,
There was supposed to be a casing over that LED board.
I gotta
You have
ask
the
also,
second most
where did the
valuable
guns
tool.
come from?
Yeah.
It's called a Terminator.
Oh, KB Toys.
Well, there it is.
The detonator.
Yeah.
Thermonuclear bomb.
That's what-
That was a thumbtack box with a gumball machine
10 seconds after
topper.
pressing this
And I
button,
forgot what the top button was. I think it was off a model kit, maybe.
It will effectively destroy an area roughly 1 mile.
You gotta
in
make do with what you got,
diameter.
man.
Nothing within the target
Yeah,
area
a lot of
will
times, because this
survive.
guy, he would just make these big promises of, oh, I can make this, I can make that.
It's a last
And he'd
resort,
show up with this
but
stuff, and I'm
believe
just
me, the
like,
creature will do more
did you
than
make that with your feet? I'm like,
anything else.
what the
Since
fuck?
Samso is officially in charge of the aliens' recapture, you and I will
Warren
be
was like, I mean,
operating
Warren had a
without
great
the legal
story and a great script, so we were just hoping, like, okay,
we have.
if everybody's too concentrating on following, the storyline, they'll let the small details pass.
Mm-hmm. No, that's very much true. Because when you watch it, at least with us, from beginning to end, invested.
We are totally invested.
From the first minute to the last, it's like the whole thing's a thrill ride, and then with the ending, which we won't spoil right now, it's just like you're taken aback and you have to kind of lean back and look off in the distance, like,
Yeah.
God
It's like,
damn.
It's like you just had sex and you snapped a Kit Kat, drank a Dr. Pepper, and went,
It gets just
Ah.
better and better.
yeah.
And then you watch the second one, and then your mind melts and oozes out of your fucking nose.
And the friends were kind of like picking on some of the stuff that they caught.
Mhm.
And I was like, it was just budget stuff, or the effects started to show up last second. We had to remake something or use whatever we had. I threw an Empire Strikes Back one night, and I was like, "There's bubble wrap on his fucking seatbelts in the snow speeder." My friends were like, "What?" There you go. They got bubble wrap in the future, asshole. Oh yeah. Darth Vader's thing, the chest piece. That's a black picture frame with stuff, the LEDs glued to it.
See, even the greatest of classic films are still cheap as hell.
That airport scene, that was a Jaws nod right there. The airport scene, we had no permits. Me and Warren actually hopped the fence over at Newark Airport to go by get close enough to the runway to film the planes coming in. I think at least 4 landed. Nobody said a fucking word. Now forget it. I've been doing this interview from like some federal prison.
Yeah, no, fuck. Like, how... I mean, I guess I don't have to ask how, you just explain it. But I never would have put those things together. When I watched it the first time, it was like a mystery. Every scene I was like, just taken in. It was an experience.
Yeah.
Red Apple Deli.
I-
Awesome sandwiches.
Is this place still there to this day?
I had to drive out there and see it. It's out in Neptune, so I haven't been out there. No, that was Tom's River that the Apple Deli was at. So I'd have to go back out that way and see if it's still, there.
I am never been out of Washington State.
Yeah.
I'm so ignorant to other places. I mean, I have been out of Washington State. I've been to freaking Virginia.
That was the Shark River in Neptune.
There's the house that you were talking
There
about.
it is.
Yeah.
There's the house.
And it was built out of what, did you say?
It was the rolled up brown paper that you put to use on the bulletin boards. Yeah, the bulletin board brown paper. And you unroll it and then you staple it to the bulletin board.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was like I think like $2 a roll back then on sale, so we grabbed as many as we could to make the siding out of it.
See, that's the kind of attitude that I feel like is lost with CG and modern filmmaking technique. It's like, we need a house, we build a fucking house.
I love that he just tosses the for sale sign in a bush.
We're having a heart attack on Max. Our friend John made those for us at his print shop.
Yeah.
And I actually put a pad behind the bush. I'm like, Greg, aim for the bush. And he's just like, swing. I mean, thank God I didn't get dinged up or scratched.
I like his velvet shirt, though. He's got a great fashion sense.
Oh, that was another great one. Warren explicitly said, do not wear red, do not wear stripes, do not wear checkers. And Greg shows up in the tank top, and I'm like, this is going to be a real long filming time.
I kind of like the effect that it gives it, honestly.
Asbury Park, this is another great one. Greg was walking along the stand. This is the first day when Greg showed up with the red shirt on.
Uh-huh.
And as Greg was walking across the stand in Asbury Park, Warren's like, all right, yeah, come walk towards me along the shore. And the whole time, I hear Warren muttering, fucking red shirt. Why the fuck did he use a fucking red shirt? And when the tide came up, it just hit Greg's legs and feet, went back out again. It was almost like Warren was asking for that to happen. We were going hysterical.
That is hilarious. We once had a joke about that. Like we were always talking about. I bet that guy was like, "God damn it, the fucking ocean come in right now."
That was it. Yeah.
I like how he's like, I don't know where the alien is, but I got this shit, I'm going to find him.
Yeah, he's like, I'm just going to go find him, and then I'm going to sit on a bench while I'm trying to find him.
See, my thing about it is, like, even though he, in the end, doesn't do much of anything, he's still the ultimate badass, because he goes out, like, who else is looking for the alien?
Yeah, that's true. Like, no one else is looking for him.
He was wearing my army jacket, because he didn't have a jacket with him.
Yeah.
And I was trying to think of how to cover that stupid shirt up, so I was like, here, wear my jacket. But he wore it every day in the summer, just day in, day out. By the time filming was over, I'm like, keep it. Just, like, don't even...
God.
I can only imagine the stench of a sleeveless, red velveted shirt man walking around in the sun all day.
that was actually cotton. It wasn't even velvet. It was a red cotton shirt.
Oh, really?
Oh, it just looks
video, it just went neon the second that camera hit it. I was just like, oh.
Yeah, the camera does make it look velvety. I had a theory a long time ago that maybe it wasn't velvet, but I just gave in because it looked so velvety.
That was just a wonderful cotton.
But this right here, this is a great scene of him trying to convince her to go with him. Because, like, they have this little conversation, and he's so persuasive with some of these lines coming up.
No clues. I'm sorry, I can't help you.
The killing's gonna go on. It could even danger you. I'll be at the Brown Cottage. You know where to find me.
Brown Cottage.
He's such a badass.
He's like, listen, I don't know who you actually are, but if you want to help me out, I'm gonna be at the Brown Cottage.
I love the transition to night too. There's just something about the night on those old cameras.
Whose little girl is that?
Is that her?
That's Bobby's daughter, Lisa. But we had to use Kathy's actual daughter's bedroom for the scene. So the one scene where she opens the door and looks in, all you see is like these rock star posters and stuff all over the wall. I'm just like,
yeah, I've noticed
I hope
that.
it's dark enough nobody sees that.
Yeah, there was Motley Crue and stuff, I think.
Yeah, she was like a really hip 6-year-old back then.
Getting into the rock and roll game early, that's what it's all about.
Shout at the devil! I'm like, yeah, that's right, Lisa, rock out.
Yeah, exactly.
Do the horns!
Rock and fucking roll.
Dave's little sister once was screaming black metal vocals in the back of his car while we were driving down the road, and it was the single-handedly greatest thing I've ever.
That's epic.
She's told me before that she's like, oh, I just like
That's
screaming.
me making out with this girl Adrian. That was another actress that was with me.
That's you right there.
Yeah, and I felt so bad for Adrian because that's me in the monster suit too. So with the magic of editing, I had to have the suit on first. Warren has me crawl out of the water, climb over this bulkhead thing with the outfit on to like do that come up scene, and to do this scene. So I'm just covered in like seawater and sweat and whatever. So he goes, we need to make out scene with Adrian. I was like, who's gonna do it, man? He goes, you're here. I'm like, so with poor Adrian. I'm like, Adrian, I'm so sorry. She goes, it's cool, don't worry. I'll just get through it.
I got to get your perspective on this, because other people understand, but I don't personally understand. Who decided that a golden rule of horror movies was to put fucking and people trying to fuck in them?
I guess whoever thought up the first horror movie was just like, hey, it's a way to get boobs in the movie, so.
Yeah, I guess.
This is gonna love this. The guy making out with Lori right now, or trying to make out with Lori. that's sitting there. Lori is another sweetheart. Another couple actresses, that actor and actress did a lot, or actors, a lot of like soap operas, TV stuff. And he was supposed to make out with Lori. So at first she's okay with the kissing and stuff. Total stage kissing right there. And we're going like, all right, dude, you gotta like, feel her up, for the scene. And he looks at us and he's like, I really don't feel comfortable doing that. And Lori's going, dude, it's cool. It's a horror movie. You're supposed to, we're actors, we're professionals. And he kept freaking out. So I'm wearing half the monster outfit. The poor kid walks over to me. He goes, can I tell you something? And I'm like, what? And he goes, I don't really feel comfortable doing this because I'm just not, I'm like, oh, so I'm like, no, we won't force you to do anything you want to do, bro. I was like, don't worry. You don't have to do nothing, touch nothing, whatever. The hand with the skull ring on it belongs to me. I jumped in. So Lori's like, yeah, I'll make out with Steve. And she's full on, like, not even stage kissing. We're full on making out in that's my car, too. We're literally making out in the back of my car. So I'm like, okay, if I do, she goes, that's what we're doing. And I did the whole hand scene. So we come back to him again.
You got the stun hand. You got to get that in there.
Stun hand. Stunt junk, stun hand. There it goes.
Exactly. I was just going to say, it's like when they have a stunt cock in horror movies, porno movies.
Yeah.
Stunt cock.
Stunt cock. Sometimes you got to get somebody to do the final scene. You need the money shot. I like how it's like every single guy in this movie, when they can't like fuck them, their instant reaction is to be like, "Oh, you're a bitch."
Yeah, every single time they're like, "Well, you're just a bitch."
Which, I mean, there's a lot of guys like that, so they deserve to die. So.
And my old Chevy.
Well, the alien is really tall from his perspective.
Yeah.
It does have like a plot though. Like there's definitely a flow to the movie. But by the time it's over, you really do feel like you've gone on an adventure.
No, it feels like you just watched Lord of the Rings 3 times, the whole series.
At this part, I felt so bad for Lori.
Was she just cold, or was she about to get blood?
I don't know. She was acting, but right there, I had to put my hand on her face.
Mm-hmm.
I was supposed to take her hand and push her head against the tree.
Yeah.
And that part where she was screaming, she was really screaming because there was like a bump or something sticking out the tree. A sharp something sticking out the tree we didn't know about. And I banged her head on it.
Oh.
We didn't know. I'm thinking she's acting. I take my hand away. She's like, "Oh my god, the back of my head." I'm feeling god awful. I'm like, doing the monster outfit, doing this, going, "I'm so sorry. Oh my god." Oh, and I'm like giving her a hug, I'm like talking to her.
It was like one misstep away from becoming a snuff film.
Pretty much. There's Greg.
What a great twist.
Yeah. I still stand by it. This scene's fucking creepy.
No, this scene is genuinely fucked up.
Chrissy?
It's just something about like
Say
the
yeah.
dark and the silence. It always gets me. Like if I turned around and saw some shit like this, I would simultaneously shit and piss myself. It'd be a mess. We're a lowbrow show.
It'd be a mess.
See, it also just kind of like plays on my fears perfectly. The darkness.
Yeah, Warren really did some great cinematography on this one.
Yeah.
Why didn't you help me? Why, Sandra Lynn?
I like the reveal. Her mouth's not even moving, dude. It's fucked.
You know how many times we watched this movie before it finally registered in my brain that is the lady that the alien just killed? Like, we watched this movie like 6 times, and I just couldn't recognize, like, that just wouldn't click in my mind. I was like, who the fuck is that?
I remember
I had to make Lori up like a month. No, it was a week. I think it was like a week later. She still had the outfit, and Warren said, "Don't wash it. We're gonna have you come back later with that outfit."
Mm-hmm.
So she comes back, and right away, and then I see her. I couldn't apologize enough for the whole tree fuck up. I'm like, "Lori, I'm so sorry," and she's like, "It's fine. It's fine. We just do whatever. Just take me up."
Well, you know, apologies are the only thing you can do.
She was a complete sweetheart. She was just like, "Stop feeling bad. It's okay. You didn't know." I was like, I know. She was completely cool.
No,
there's another one.
Well, I was just gonna say, it sounds like everybody who worked on this movie was pretty fucking cool.
we had a blast. It was it was like the most fun we ever had working on all. I mean, even as sweaty as we got, dirty, whatever, bugs, didn't matter. We were just really enjoying ourselves the whole time, except for Greg right here. I think Anthony is on the left side. He's the one that shot the tree with that gun. The other officer, I think his name was Peter, I want to say, was on the right. And Warren was getting aggravated with Greg again for whatever it was, the red shirt, the whole bit. And the cops go, do you want us to process him like we would actually process an actual criminal? And Warren goes, yeah. So Greg really was leaning all his weight on his forehead on the cement wall. They were like, checking him, and getting all the weapons and stuff off him. Well, I couldn't stop laughing.
No, that's like the ultimate revenge.
Yeah.
He really got him. Like, it sounds like...
It happened. There's a few more that happened a lot.
I wonder, are you a living tracer, Mrs. Lynn?
I like how he did. Is he reading the script? Is that what that is?
Yeah.
She's a living tracer.
Oh,
I get it.
Because so much
thing.
exposition that I was like, he has to be reading it, right?
Yeah, like I like how his role like gets amped up in the second one, because in this one most of his scenes he's just like cuts back to him and it's like exposition.
Well, yeah, he's like the tie-in to what is actually happening. Like,
yeah,
every time he cuts back to him, he's like, oh, so this is what's happening.
Okay. But then the second one, he gets out there, he confronts Sandra Lynn, he fucking does tests on the aliens.
The exorcism is the little girl.
He does the exorcism parody.
They took his shirt, took his shoes.
Yeah, they fuck.
The look on Greg's face, that whole look at defeat and just being beat on, is real.
Well, yeah.
There he is.
It's like, God.
This sad sack. That really made me lean on my forehead.
If anybody on this, or has come here from my other channel and has seen my review of this movie, I did sound a little bit angry with the things I said, but it was playing up a character. I hope we've established and relayed this message to you guys that this movie is godly. We love it. We love it. And like this scene, this guy is the greatest actor in the whole movie. I know I've said that like 8 times, but there's so many good actors in this movie. It should have won Oscars.
And they were an actual husband and wife. They were a friend of a friend. And we're trying to like think of more kills to put in the movie.
Yeah.
And we kept we'd have like at different places we'd have actors wanted, actresses now, actors wanted, and anyone that would come in to like read or do whatever, it was just they had that stage kind of performance, or they just like over thought like everything. Like all you're doing is having a little conversation, you're getting killed. That's it. We're not doing Shakespeare in the park or anything like that. And a lot of times it was just friends of friends that wanted to get killed in the horror movie. They'd show up and like, okay, here's the thing. You're arguing about whatever. Just go. And then we would just film like 2 or 3 takes, or 4 maybe, just to get different conversations. And we used the best when it worked. And they had a blast getting killed and tore apart each time.
Was that scene right there? Was it supposed to be like another one of the dick in the car scenes where the guy's like yelling at the girl being an asshole?
No, it was the husband and wife like discussing like money problems.
All right, because when I first watched it, like all the other scenes, everyone was such an asshole that when that scene happened, I thought he was supposed to be a dick too. But I was like, well, he sounds very like nice and patient.
Well, actually, he ran the. It was like the funny thing was because there was no like build up of the person being bad. That Warren just made it where the guy was too busy arguing with his wife or discussing finances with his wife, and noticed he ran me over as the alien. And he did hit me with the goddamn truck.
Really?
On purpose, yeah.
Jesus.
We had a mannequin in front of the truck first. So when Warren had to drive up with the camera, you saw like the camera getting closer. That was the mannequin. Then with the part where I hit the hood and slid off, I was really on another bench or something in front of the truck. And Warren's like, all right, just ease it up a little bit. And all I hear is the wrench go, a little bit. I'm like, oh, bang! And I was on the ground right after. Shit. Warren's like, that's a good take. That's one we're using. Don't worry. Son of a bitch.
Well,
and I fell off the bench again when he was standing in front of me.
Sounds like blood, sweat, and tears have gone into the making of this film.
Oh, yeah. There he is.
Yeah.
Fan sack. Look at him. Oh, my shirt.
My shirt.
Need my red shirt.
I like how they just like. Well, I mean, I guess they got.
Here's your Uzi back.
Yeah, here's all your fucking guns. Go get that shit.
Oh, Anthony was hysterical against the wall. He was just like, "There's no fucking way in ever that we let him do that in real life.
I just like, I forgot where I was going with that entirely.
He's got like 8 guns.
No, he's packing heat. Look
That's
at
like
him.
that scene in Pirates of the Caribbean 3 when they like are all
Yeah.
dropping their weapons.
There we
and
go.
They're dropping like 15 weapons.
They're down the front of his pants.
You got to be careful about putting guns in your pants because you'll shoot your dicks like clean off.
Yeah, there's more than a couple movies.
There's more than a couple news stories.
Fire bottom half.
Yeah, Jesus.
Taking everything too serious, Graham. I know. I don't like him anyway. Fuck.
Oh, that's another thing. I like.
I don't like him anyway. Fuck him.
Anthony was old school Brooklyn. That's Sean, my friend that used the special effects room with me.
Nice.
Sean did not want to do that scene at all. He hates being in front of the camera.
Oh well.
Warren's like, you got to pedal past the bike, and Sean's like, ah. He went as fast as he could.
Some people like to sit behind the scenes. Some people are just into that aspect of the film more than being actually on the camera.
Oh yeah, Sean did amazing work. I was just the look of dread on his face because I was too short for the bike, and I'm like, Sean, the only person that could your legs are long enough. He's like, God, thanks.
Well, all he had to do was drive past. He didn't have to say anything.
That's it. I really suck with dialogue because I was so glad I was the monster and not an actual scene besides the one I did in the car.
You see, I'm one of those guys who, like, when they want to make a movie, they gotta write, direct, act, make all the effects, and usually what that means is the movie is fucking ridiculous. Because when is the last time somebody's written, directed, acted, and starred in a movie and it was any good? Exactly. I can think of 2 examples off the top of my head that aren't good whatsoever that further prove my point. The Room and Rock and Roll Nightmare.
Yeah, but Rock and Roll Nightmare is the stuff of legends.
Rock and Roll Nightmare is the stuff of legends. We watched it on this very show.
If you haven't seen that episode, go watch the episode now or die.
We have a whole history of Thor.
Mr. Bourne, I'm so sorry I'm late.
Mr. Borg.
Her boss is such an asshole.
I'm sorry.
That was Ruben. Ruben, he was in Rocky and Rocky 3.
Really?
Really?
Yeah. Yep. He was one of the mobster guys in Rocky.
That's crazy.
And in Rocky 3, he was crowd scene towards the front.
Well, everybody in this movie seems to have done something.
A lot of them were professional actors that came in, and the ones that worked, Warren was like, great, well, I want to work with you. And then a lot of the other ones that came in were just like, it's just too not flowing with what we need.
Mm-hmm.
What's my motivation for this? An alien's gonna fucking kill you. That's it. That's your motivation. Stand here, get sprayed with blood, you're done, go home.
Well, fuck, I forgot what I was gonna say again. God damn it. I'm forgetting.
Drugs are bad, son.
I know, exactly. Marijuana affects the memory.
There's your PSA for the tonight.
Yeah, for the evening, kids. Don't smoke crack.
Yeah, this is crack.
Send your hate letters too.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotta love that hate mail.
We just gotta say it. We love the hate mail. Send us more
hate
hate mail.
Hate mail, right?
We love it, because then we're getting mail.
Yeah, man, someone sent us something.
If I open the letterbox
bomb.
and there's nothing, I'm sad. If I open it and there's a bomb, for example, I'm happy.
Yeah.
I think the best email I got, hate email I got, was someone saying my writing was equal to the scribblings on a bathroom wall. I was like, well, millions of people go to bathroom walls. I'm doing pretty damn good.
Yeah, no, the scribbling on bathroom walls is usually hilarious.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes you get promises for blowjobs on bathroom walls, and I think that's pretty cool.
Sometimes you find out about a new religion on bathroom walls.
And sometimes you find a number on bathroom walls.
Sometimes you also see, like, suicide notes on bathroom walls.
Yeah.
Bathroom walls are diverse as hell.
Yeah. Bathroom walls are their own thing. It's a new form of media.
Fuck internet chat. Bathroom walls. That's where it's at.
You like your Facebook, you like your Twitter? Fuck that. Bathroom wall.
Bathroom wall segment, done.
There's a red shirt for Kathy when that was the first day.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the rule that they're not allowed. 2 red shirts.
Warren,
What was that? They should probably plan that out. They had to.
well, Warren was a little more forgiving with Kathy because like she only wore the shirt for the one day, and she was able to change because it was different scenes. Mm. But Greg, he had to wear the same shirt from like day 1 to day end, and Warren was having a fit every time.
We gotta take a second to appreciate the dialogue in this scene because this has some great lines.
Now you want me to help you.
I also have to say that she looks like a pigeon in this scene.
Sandra, look.
I don't want to see and feel any more pain or death. I just want to.
He's thinking real hard about how to like.
Yeah, he's like,
Why
man, you're really
can't
getting
you
into your
understand
speech.
that?
You just want to run away with
And now he gets impatient.
I can't handle it. Maybe if I was stronger. I'm not, okay? I wish I was.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I thought you were different.
Guilt her into it.
That is one
I
sweet
can't do
jacket,
this
though.
It is.
I missed that jacket.
I just can't handle the
Kevin
hurt
Smith bought the other one and put all the superhero patches all over it.
That's fucking crazy.
Okay.
Yeah, we bought from the same exact Army surplus place over in US 1 Flea Market. The Trading Post. That was the store's still in Keyport, so.
Wow, this episode's like the history of New Jersey. The episode.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome. If you ever wanted to look into what
Why
the
does he toy-
fascinating, apparently, like
Leave me
place of
alone.
New Jersey.
I just
Goddamn.
can't help you. I'm sorry.
I never knew so much. I live in Washington, and Seattle fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Well, look, here's your note.
Oh, yeah, like back when I was growing up in Red Bank, especially, that was like the hub for everybody to hang out. That was
I mean, I know
in
you're
bands,
suffering. I know you're
movies,
bitter.
doing theater work. That's where we all hung out together.
My life ain't too
And we had the guys from
fucking
Overkill, the guys from Monster Magnet,
Fuck yeah.
Nice.
all of Kevin Smith's people.
That monster's out there.
That's
That
crazy.
monster's still gonna go on.
And I knew them all back there. We were all hanging out in Denny's together, bitching about whatever the hell we were working on.
Think about the person who's gonna
Here,
die
wait, but real quick, I gotta back up, because that is a classic line in the movie that everybody needs to hear.
out there. That monster's still gonna.
Instantly.
It's a little bit forward.
Why does he toy? Look at him out there. That monster out there. That monster's
Fuck.
still gonna. My life
Leave
is
me
so.
instantly.
I'm just gonna stop here.
Why does he toy? Look at my life. You
Just
think my
leave
life is
me
so great?
alone. I just can't help you. I'm sorry.
Well, look, here's your note.
I like to imagine the hands
Can't
up
help
on
you
right
think
there.
about it. I mean, I
That
know
milk
you're
was
suffering.
beyond. That turned to
cheese.
cheese by that
You
point.
haven't had an easy life. But my life ain't too fucking great either.
What a sell! What a sell! He's like, listen, I know that you don't want to do this because your life's been hard, but my life fucking sucks too.
Yeah.
Think about that. Think about the person who's gonna die
Think
tonight.
about that.
Or the little girl who's gonna be killed.
Boom.
Take it in.
He goes
have a
from,
clue. I don't
can you
have a
please go
goddamn
with me?
trace
People
on my
depend
mouth.
on it. To think about how many fucking people are
And
gonna
I need
die
your
because
help.
of
You're
you.
walking out on me.
I paid for that quart of milk from I think it was Wawa, and
Dude, Wawa, I've been to a Wawa before.
take after take after take in the July sun. That stuff was like a block by the time Sandra got done with it. Me and Sean were like, "I dare you to open it." I'm like, "Fuck no!" It was like starting to like expand actually.
Oh my god.
See, that's when you gotta eat it. You gotta cut it into like tofu squares.
Oh god.
That was Samantha and her mother.
So that's like actually her mother?
Yeah.
Also looks like a pigeon. A lot of people in this movie resemble birds.
Well, I mean, the hairstyles were different back then.
Oh yeah.
Lurking in our town before.
I don't mind pigeons as long as they don't shit on me.
Yeah. Pigeons are a fucking menace to society, actually.
Yeah, every time a seagull flies over my head, I'm like, don't you fucking shit on me, you fucking seagull. I'll
I'm
fucking
like-
take you down.
I'm like, take these seeds, please, just leave me alone.
Eat this bread.
Eat this bread.
I'll just be in your life.
The New Jersey slasher has claimed
New Jersey slasher.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Even though it's super fucking enjoyable and it's one of the best parts of the movie, I don't quite understand why the serial killer was necessary.
Yeah.
That was another another thing with the kid that played Kevin, I think his name was, that was in the second movie as a hero.
Yeah.
His best friend Savino showed up, and Savino looked like John Belushi, so we came right away. We had the John Belushi gag running.
Yeah, we'll talk more about that scene when it happens because it's classic. We got
That's like
to.
the scene of all
That is
scenes.
the scene.
The serial killer description, I can tell you about that one too.
Yeah, we'll get there also.
Following a killing spree that has authorities baffled and residents terrified.
That has authorities baffled.
I wonder if she has any of those old like satanic panic videos that we've watched on this channel.
Oh god.
This mother character puts it in. Hi, it's Bob Larson. Heavy metal is satanic.
No. Guaranteed. I'm still challenging Bob Larson to a dance-off right now. Bob Larson, bring it.
Dance off
Me
to this
and you,
song.
To this song.
That was filmed in Seaview Square Mall, which is gone now. And no permits. Warren just gets the camera, sets it up. All right, tell the girls to walk by.
See, I wish costume shops and shit, or whatever kind of shop that is, still existed.
This was the Wild Side over in Ocean Township, I think it was. And this is like the great-grandfather of the real Hot Topic, the old school Hot Topic, not the Gap shit they have now.
Yeah, not the new fucking...
Not the emo
garbage,
faggot.
Emo gay piece of crap.
And the Wild Side's still on the internet, too. They went to internet sales instead.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
It's probably a better route to go these days.
I feel like
the shower scenes.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say I feel like it would be a little bit awkward to film these scenes like with a guy standing in your bathroom with a film camera.
Well, it's like Samantha, after working with us, Adrian's friends, any of the girls that did any like bath scenes, nude scenes. I actually had to make a casting of Samantha's chest for the chest rip open, and the girls knew we weren't creepers. We were just making horror movies, and they were actors with us being in them, and everything was cool. There was no, worries, no, like, oh, they checking me out. I was like, no, just totally professional.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. Like, some people like to give a lot of shit to people who make a movie like this, like an underground movie, and then treat it so seriously. But if you're not treating your movie seriously, why the fuck are you making a movie?
And the girls were laughing because it was their idea to put that many shower scenes in the movie. We're sitting there. I was like, who wants to do a shower scene? So Samantha was like, I'll do one. And then Adrian wanted to do one. Then her friend wanted to do one. And I'm like, that's a lot of shower scenes. So it was Adrian. Then Adrian goes, did you ever watch those stupid movies? It's like, she meant like other ones, other horror movies. She goes, there's a killer chopping people up, stuffing like their head in like your mailbox. And what does the girl do? Oh, I need to take a bath or a shower right now for like no reason. No, so the girls were laughing, and they're like, just do as many shower scenes as you want. We'll jump in. We're like, all right. We just filmed them all.
Yeah, no, that's definitely like, it sort of takes a quick detour in the middle of the movie to become some sort of like, just straight up 80s slasher movie.
Yeah, it does. But that's awesome.
No, it is, and it's definitely, it kind of has that parody style vibe to an extent.
Yeah, but
I also really like Warren's philosophy on like the Bible and stuff, because I was reading about it on his website, and he seems like a cool dude.
Oh, Warren is awesome. He just
who are these
gave
guys?
me like the biggest chance ever. Now there's me again in the crowd with Adrian.
Well, who are these guys on stage though?
What band is
that? Is Lacey Page.
I've never heard of such a band.
They were really good. It was just like a lot of bands coming up to New Jersey. There was a ton of rock clubs. You could take a baseball, throw it any direction, hit one. And the girls knew them. They were like, oh yeah, our friends from Lacey Page. They loved it. They're in the party scene too later on.
Oh yeah, no, that party scene. They're
the most thrashers.
Every scene in this movie is amazing. I gotta be honest.
We filmed that in Birch Hill nightclub. That's now Birch Hill Estates, so they knocked it down, made townhouses out of it.
This is the most informational episode of our podcast that's ever existed. Holy shit! Like, no, straight up. Every other episode of our podcast is so mindless. And
I just had that weird memory where I'm like, oh yeah, we had tuna that day, and the bread sucked. I'm just like,
see, those are the best kind of memories.
And I'm in this scene too.
There's so many metal guys.
That was me in the porno, and that's me there. I mean, the girl's on top of me, but that's me underneath the girl. There's Sean.
I can't really say that I've ever been to a house party where we're all just watching porn on the TV.
No, no, never been there. We've been to parties where people are having an orgy in another room.
Yes, that has happened, unfortunately.
Yeah, Warren was, that whole nude scene came up because Warren was just like, he goes, we need to like a guy and a girl nude scene. I'm like, okay. And Warren goes, do it. I was like, what? I'm like, no, dude, I'm not gonna do that. And the girl Dawn came in that wanted to be in the part. She was gorgeous, and she was cool with me. We hit it right off, and I was like, you cool with this? And she's like, yeah. And we just went and forgot Warren was there with the camera.
Yeah, no, and it fits perfectly right into the Thrasher scene. A, I've never seen so many metalheads before in my life. B, that guy just got slapped with his own dick.
Yeah.
And then
poor Gary.
This part's great, too, though. This part's great, too, because fucking... Like, there's so much comedy. And then this guy ends up being the hero. Not this guy, but his friend ends up being the hero. That's how we got the part. Yeah, let's take another moment to enjoy such a great scene.
Shit. Holy shit.
Kenny, that's the actor's actual name.
Yeah.
Good friend? Alright, here's your money.
Fair enough.
Best line ever. Well, he owes me money.
Fuck him.
Fuck.
Oh shit.
That's pretty much like instant fucking karma right there.
That is Insta Karma. If there was like a commercial promoting Insta Karma,
Yeah.
that is what it would be.
Instant karma. Do you not want to save your own friends? Fuck him.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Oh,
Instant
shit.
karma.
Insta Karma.
And this is Desiree Russo. She was the hair and makeup artist on the movie.
Oh, nice.
Everybody had a part.
Yeah,
Everyone
and
looked like a
Desiree had to
peacock
make up
in it.
Gary's, dick that got ripped off before the scene. And she looks at me, she goes, "Are you serious?" I'm like, "What? It's just a fucking there. You can do it. You're professional." And she was laughing her ass off the whole time. She's like, "You're just in a purpose, aren't you?" I'm like, "Yeah."
It's awesome.
I've seen movies like Violent Shit with genital mutilation, but the best genital mutilation scene by far, bar none, is that scene.
Yeah, no. Even in a less underground movie like Stitches, where that guy gets his nuts ripped off.
Yeah, that's right. I
eventually.
forgot about that.
Yeah, it's fucking weird. This still tops that.
Yeah, it does. It tops 100%.
And Desiree went on to do a lot of professional hair and makeup for like soap operas, movies. She worked with a lot of like heavy metal bands for their photo shoot stuff.
Fuck yeah. Storied careers, every single member of this film.
Yeah, Warren gave us all our way to go, like, "Here, run, go." We were like, "Holy shit, this is for real."
Yeah, this kind of shit doesn't happen anymore. It's very sad. But that's why we gotta bring it back. God damn it.
Bringing it back.
We're bringing it back.
Bring it back. Like, stands up.
It's your turn.
It's our turn. Look for our films coming to you soon, because we are the greatest filmmakers of all time.
Why are we standing?
Because standing is important when you're making a statement.
Ugh.
We're sitting back down. Sorry, that was a little tism moment. The SLAYCAST. What you gonna do?
What you gonna do? Who you gonna call?
Ghostbusters.
That's actually Gary's cast over on the cement block there to the right or left.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. You gonna get dead?
Every kill is amazing.
I like the aliens like Pac-Man thing. his multi-chomp.
This is our friend Tom I went to high school with too.
He did the same breath twice there. Yeah, cut and he did the same breath.
That's like the beatboxing fade out we were doing.
Oh yeah.
Tom was like, "How do I die?" I'm like, the alien pushes your face into the fan.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Why?" I said, "Why not?" I was like,
Yeah, he definitely goes on a spree right there. It's like multiple kills one after another.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and now they're tying the plot back in again.
Oh wait, hold on. Wait.
Our alien and a recently paroled criminal named Savino Fink. He's a homosexual.
Oh, is that number one reason why we should be afraid?
Yeah, he's a homosexual.
He did Warren dirty, and that's how Warren got even with him.
Really?
Yeah.
So that was that his actual name?
His first name was Savino, but yeah, Warren made him Savino Fink, and then came up with like every insult to get thrown into the description to like just add to it.
That's awesome.
This was filmed after the next scene.
Yes, Mr. President.
I made like a joke about it in my review. How I was like, "Oh, that's fucked up," but I actually don't care. It's hilarious.
Yeah, that is hilarious. I love that his like ID number is like 666.
Yeah.
IQ 0.
And then here's your big scene, the best scene in the
That's
whole
me.
movie. Here you are, right there.
That's before Invisaligns too.
I've seen Silent Live in the reruns. Like, that is John Belushi. Holy, what are you doing, man? Stop.
I just had to pause it for a second. We are doing a podcast episode, watching this scene with the man in this scene.
Yeah.
You're in this scene and you're on the show. That's when we first started this podcast. In a million years, I would have never thought that we would have a guest who was in a film that we would be watching.
Yeah, especially a film that to us like is such a mind crushing movie.
It's God tier. It's
God tier.
It's one of the greatest films of all time.
Super Saiyan 3.
Exactly, and we just need you all to appreciate how hilarious this scene is. Where did the John Belushi like thing come from? Was it just because he looked like him, and then there it was?
That was it. It was instantaneous. Kenny brought him downstairs, and he goes, "Yeah, my friend Savino. He wants to be in a movie." And we're just like, "Dude, you look like John Belushi." He's like, "Yeah, I get that a lot." And my friend Tony, who's sitting in the driver's seat now, Tony was also the special effects artist, another artist in the movie, and he also wore the alien outfit too. He was sort of cracking up, and me and him just riffed the whole like John Belushi thing. I was like, "Tony, we'll get in your car. We'll think he's like a hitchhiker. We'll pick him up, and we'll do like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre kind of homage kind of thing." And he goes, "Dude, we're doing it." And Savino was like, "Texas Chainsaw Massacre?" We're like, yeah, you'll like it. Just don't worry about it. And he ran with the whole thing. But with my hair, it was if I turn my head sideways in the movie, you could see where the wig ends because Desiree was like, my hair is like Tony's all one length, and Desiree's like, "If you're gonna be a silly character, we got to really goofy, make your hair look goofy." I'm like, "All right, fine." So she went to the Sally wig supply place right by us, got a wig that matched my hair. She cut just the front of it and the bangs to look like my hair. And I look in the mirror, I'm like, "Oh my God." She goes, "Oh, it looks great. It'll be so funny." So back then, people were like, "Was your hair really like that back then?" I'm like, no, it was just for the movie. It was a stunt wig. There's nothing. My hair was all pulled behind it. And every time I turned my head sideways, just sort of the wig ended whenever I turned.
You know, I always thought that because I was like, wow, his bangs are a bit silly in this scene.
And that was before, like, years before Dumb and Dumber even came out.
Yeah, no, and it's hilarious. Now let's bask in all of the glory.
John Belushi is dead. No, he's not.
And I like how you still like are like, there he is, even though he's dead by this point.
Got too famous, like now he wants to hang out and be, you know, he can just be a normal person again, man. I'm telling you, it's John Belushi.
I'm telling you, man.
Is that what he's doing?
Oh, man, come on. Rod, I want that. No. He looks like a fucking maniac. I want. He's fucking psychotic. Stop. Look. Holy shit. Stop. I don't want him getting in the car. Oh, get out of here. Shit, man. John Belushi in the car.
That's what I'd say.
John Belushi in the car.
Wait a minute. I'd see if it's Silent Live, man. You were like the funniest dude in the world, man. Who's that? Who's that guy? Dan. Yeah, Aykroyd.
That guy's fucking scary.
Yeah, no, that guy seems like a real murderer.
Look at him. Soul.
Then the stipple sponge fucked up when I was doing his stubble.
I always wonder why it looks like he's burnt.
What? Right here? He's what? He's cutting what? What did I do? He's cutting what? What's the matter? Dick. You're a dick.
That's my favorite line in the whole
that's-
movie.
that is the best line in the whole movie. Dick, you're a dick.
Yeah, he's like, you're a fucking dick. He's so scared.
I'm trying not to laugh the whole time Tony's saying it.
Well, I mean, I would be, if I was in his footsteps, I'd be shitting myself. I'd be like, we need to do something. He's a psychopath. And then the other guy's just like, wait, what is he doing?
Yeah, wait, what?
What? Cutting what? And when I did the stipple sponge in the mugshot, it came out perfect. Then when it came to the car scene, the stipple sponge fucked up. I didn't have time to remake them up. Warren goes, "Don't worry, it's dark. Nobody will see it."
I always just like thought it looked like he got a mixture of both burnt and scratched.
Oh, anyway, yeah. That's exactly what I was doing. That's the look I was going for right there.
That's what it was supposed to be the whole time. I like how in my review of it, which you guys should probably see because I've referenced it like 8 million goddamn thousand times, but in my review of it, when I was trying to find a wig to like parody that scene, I found like the perfect wig. It was exactly like that guy's hair.
Sally's Beauty Supply. That's where we got the wig from.
There's a Sally's over here too. Might not be the same one, but there's a hair
Right
place
by us
called
was great.
Sally's.
Desiree needed something. She's like, "Oh, Sally's." And we just like race out, get the stuff, race back.
I was once making a little like almost replica, I guess you could say, looking version of Blade from Puppet Master. And I was gonna go to Sally's to get the hair, but I got distracted by other shit I was doing. Does she have a tattoo around one of her fingers?
Yep. And we have matching Pegasus tattoos. She had the one on her back's purple and pinkish. The one on my arm that had to match the one on her back is brown and red. That was our little, like, hey, we're in a movie together. We're going to do something cool.
Yeah.
Matching tattoos!
No, that's pretty awesome. Matching tattoos are special, man, especially when you are in a special production such as this movie.
Oh yeah, I actually forgot about this scene. This is a great scene.
I like the lighting. I love the contrast of yellows and blues.
That's Tim Ferreni from Fangoria.
It's my hero.
And he's one of the main fighters.
My hero.
Yep.
Ed Gein, like, that's how fucked up this guy is. He's making a bomb, laughing about an Ed Gein book. Like, god damn, I love that guy.
He was one of the original writers for Fangoria, and that was in the golden age of Fangoria when, you know, it was still new and Uncle Bob was still part of it.
That's fucked up. This guy, wow, this movie is a loving homage to horror movies, as well as being a great original film in and of itself.
I feel like
And
this
the Dynamite is from a Sam Sherman movie, actually.
Which one?
One of the Sam Sherman monster movies.
Well, the Dynamite is?
Yeah. Yep.
That's crazy.
Wait. Which ones were the Sam Sherman ones?
Dynamite. That was one of Sam Sherman's movies. It was a prop.
I mean, like, which movies did Sam Sherman make? Were they... Was it like the Night Beast movies?
Might have been Raiders of the Living Dead.
I feel like he did an Alien movie. At some point.
It was funny with Tim because he actually lived a town over from me back then.
Huh.
And I became close friends with him. I met Tom Savini through him like way back, a million years ago when I still looked like you.
That's awesome.
And Tom would get all these like great first releases of all these, you know, VHS movies. And that's how we became friends with the guys from the movie Things.
Yeah, that's a great movie. That's a classic.
They're up in Canada. And Tim goes, yeah, up in Canada like you guys. And we were going, like, writing and calling back and forth to each other.
Mm-hmm.
They did theirs on film from Super 8 to 16 millimeter to blow it up to make it the video. We had the 3 3/4 inch. And they even tried helping us get distribution. But because of that damn, you know, tape thing back then, the guys in Things were awesome. It was like you call up like Canada, like, dude, what's going on? Nothing. They call the Jersey, just back and forth, like making monster movie stuff.
Yeah, that's two films going on at the same time. Two communicating casts. It's like having a pen pal, but like the most epic fucking pen pal you've ever met.
Yeah.
What do you want?
And I like how the movie's like, oh shit, wait, we gotta get back to the plot.
Yeah, I know. After a while, they're like, oh, we kind of got way sidetracked.
Well, actually, you know what? I retract that goddamn statement, because I just thought of it from a different perspective. The movie's about how the aliens are destroying the entire town. These characters may be trying to go after them, but the whole movie really gives the aspect like they're just a part of it. They're not even necessarily the heroes as much as they're getting fucked by the aliens like everybody else is.
What do you want from me?
So I guess the alien in this movie is the real slug boy.
The alien in this movie is the real slug boy, but he is also the true hero. I think the alien
alien's
is the
the
star.
true hero.
Yeah.
Yeah. Agree.
David
We
Riggs.
filmed this. This is at Kathy's house.
Always wake up.
It gives more realism to the movie. It gives it more legitimacy. It was filmed at
But
her house.
another funny thing about the house was they had this huge projection TV. They're the first ones that I knew that ever had one. I ever saw them before. And her husband was really cool. And he was like, yeah, we got pay-per-views. When pay-per-view was still ridiculous money to watch anything. And it was the Mike Tyson, Leon Spinks fight. So he paid for the pay-per-view, paid for catering, had the whole film crew over the house to watch the thing. The fight starts. He goes in the bathroom. He comes back out. I think it was like a 2-second, 3-second fight. The poor guy comes back out. We're all sitting there in disbelief staring at the TV set. He's like, what the hell's going on? And the people, the crowd are like throwing chairs, freaking out. He goes, what's going on with the fight? We're like, it's over. What do you mean it's over? We're like, dude, it happened really quick. So he hits the VCR button, hits rewind, hits play. think done. He's on the phone
man.
with pay-per-view. I want a refund! I was like, oh, so bad.
Oh, that sucks.
Whenever I see Kathy's house, it's the first thing I always think of.
That's fucked up. Like, I can feel it. I've been in much similar situations in terms of that feeling of, wow, I really fucked the dog on that one.
Sandra, take the money. Trust me. Sandra.
I like this scene. It had another classic line that went past, but when she's like, do you have a, like, wife and family? He's like, no, I don't have a wife and family. What the fuck does that have to do with anything? It feels like a real conversation two people would have about, you're a psychic and I need you to find this alien.
The mighty
Quote,
Cassio.
unquote, real conversation.
Yeah. And then here are the police, as mentioned earlier in our film, the podcast. This head, best decapitated head.
It almost looks like cake. Looks like a nice cake.
It was a plaster casting. I didn't have any money for latex, so I said, if I'll make it out of plaster, nobody will notice. Oh, the one cop, Olson, had his shoulder bitten off. He had a mouthful of carrot syrup. And he goes, is this carrot syrup? I'm like, yeah. And he goes, I'm diabetic. I'm like, dude, spit it out. He's like, no, I'm fine for the movie. You'll be okay. I was like, oh. And then the cop car, when the blood hit the cop car, that cop car was stained pink the entire time after.
Shit.
And when everybody, no, the cops were cool about it. When everybody saw it, they're like, what the happened to the car? Like, we were in a horror movie. We got killed by aliens. It's coming out soon.
That's awesome. I also like how David Riggs gets her to go with him, and then he's still a dick.
I like that his character is just his title credit should have just been the dick.
Yeah, he's a dick, but he's like determined.
The determined dick.
Cause she gets in the car, he's fucking shit talking her the whole movie, like, come with me, get in the car. And then we're in the car, he's like, where's the fucking alien? She's like, it's down this road. He's like, what road? This road?
What road? This road.
Yeah. I was like, why is he giving her such a hard time?
I would get out of the car right now. But you gotta be psychic.
And this part.
But you gotta be psychic.
Nothing's ever easy. Is that what he said when he wore the red shirt and then you guys were shitting on him?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
He almost kind of looks like a cartoon character in real life.
Yeah.
He has a very particular
he's got
face.
an animated face.
Yeah, he does. His face is very animated and expressive.
He's like buff Napoleon Dynamite.
Oh, no. Got some sweet jams, looking for aliens.
I think I will stand up for David Riggs and say he's a little bit more badass and oozing with machismo.
Machismo? Listen here, jabroni.
Yeah, if Napoleon Dynamite and David Riggs met in a street fight, I think I know who would be walking away champ.
Yeah.
1,000-yard stare, you know what I'm saying?
Touch the blood. Touch the blood.
Just get wrecked.
The soundtrack in both these movies is great also.
He was another went on to greater things guy. The soundtrack for the movie. He used to do music for a lot of the comedy shows on TV, like the stand-up comic specials.
Oh yeah?
He would do the intro music.
That's crazy, like the old like David Cross HBO type things.
Yeah, that's it exactly.
That's
stand-up
insane.
live he would do.
That's awesome. I love Bobcat Goldthwait's on that when he had like orange hair. He was going through like a punk rock thing, and he said he looked like, what was it? He said he looked like Green Day's dad.
Green Day's dad. So that police car right there had stained.
That's the one that got stained pink.
And he has another great line here.
Hello? Can anybody hear me on this thing?
Hey, this is the police. Clear the air.
Hey, asshole, I'm in a police car. And 2
Yeah, well.
I suggest you send 2 body bags down here right away.
Whoever this is, on the front of the car, there's a number. Give me the car number.
Car number's number 5.
Okay, car 5. What's your location?
location. I know where the hell I am. The hell with it. Shit. Sorry to bother you.
What a hero.
Yeah, no, seriously, here. It reminds me of a line from Demons. Get out the way.
Get out
Complete
the
defeat
way.
right there.
Yeah. No, I like he's trying so hard to be helpful, and then eventually
Shit.
his personality just overtakes him. He's like, to hell with it.
Yeah.
Shit. You better send 2 fucking body bags because your friends just got murdered.
Like, whoever this is.
She's Kathy's daughter. She's the one who had the bedroom we were using for Lisa's bedroom.
And didn't she play the babysitter?
Yeah.
Well, that's weird. Her actual daughter played the babysitter? That's fucking
paradox. Time paradox.
It's babysit my daughter in this movie.
It's like an alternate timeline.
I know.
It's like a TNG episode.
It's like
Real
Dragon Ball
daughter
Z.
babysit my movie daughter.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you think that affected her?
Affected her growing up?
Yeah. My mom has a secret daughter. I don't know who it is.
She was very active in homicide and missing person cases up to that point.
I like how Sandra has a backstory too. It's like there's a reason she doesn't want to go. Her fucking husband was murdered.
Or did belong to a small religious group which, among other things, believes that only loved ones can handle the bodies of dead family members. Strangers
That part's
handling
kind of
their
random.
bodies could jeopardize the soul's
Like,
passing
it comes
into the
full
next
circle.
life.
I mean, it
She
does.
buried her husband herself.
She buried her husband herself, yeah. It does come full circle, but it's like, I could understand why she would want to bury her daughter, like, without her being part of a religion.
I mean, true, yeah.
But I guess it does add an extra layer to the fact that the alien is not supposed to touch her. Boom, and then he gets the shit beat out of him.
He did too.
Really?
Yeah, they barely pulled their punches.
Yeah, no, 'cause they sound painful.
Yeah, no, they sound pretty brutal.
Story behind that one. Greg was supposed to bring 2 friends to the gym to play the thugs.
Uh-huh.
So Greg shows up. His friends aren't with him. We're like, dude, where are your friends at? And he was just like, oh, well, something happened. And couldn't get... So Warren's like, we got to film this tonight. So there was a bar about a good, like, 20 minutes out from where Warren lived. It was called the Polo Club. I go in, saw the 2 bouncers. I'm like, you guys want to be in a movie? And they're like, what kind of movie? And I was like, it's a monster movie. I was like, you guys going to play, like, government, like, heavies. And they're like, yeah, we do that, man. So they come back to where we're filming. And Warren was just like, just pull your punches a little. And once again, that red shirt got punished. The guys grabbed him. They slammed him on the cement floor and just started pounding on him. And you hear the air get knocked out of Greg like each time.
Oh. Like, they really gave him fucking what for?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He held on to that grudge.
From the part where Greg was looking up, the guy was saying like Mr. Riggs, you know, whatever. And Greg had that kind of look on his face.
Yeah.
That was when Warren was filming him, and I was behind Warren. I go, so how's that red shirt doing, Greg? And that was his reaction shot to that. Mr. Borg.
Yeah, no, this part's fucking was unexpected. Every time, even though I've seen this movie countless times, every time he opens the door, I'm still like, oh shit.
There's Greg's headshot by the mirror.
Where's by the mirror?
Greg's headshot.
Oh, in the picture?
Yeah, pictures on the wall. It's Greg's headshot, Kathy's, and 2 of the other actresses that were in the movie.
It is sort of strangely placed there on the mirror.
This guy reminds me of either Paul Bearer or fucking one of the dudes from the Guar movies.
I can't remember which Guar movie, but I know what you're talking about. And
oh yeah.
Yeah, and Paul Bearer for sure.
Paul Bearer for sure.
Isn't that America Must Be Destroyed?
Do what?
America Must Be Destroyed, the Guar movie.
Oh yeah, I have. Do I have that one?
No, you have Phallus in Wonderland.
Yeah, I have Phallus in Wonderland.
That classic movie, Phallus in Wonderland.
It is. It's a good movie.
And Ruben seems to look nothing like that now.
He doesn't look like that at all?
No, he's like, I put her size now.
That's crazy. It's possible. It's possible, kids. Get out there and exercise.
Hey, he started hitting the gym, you know, eating, doing the whole thing, and he looks great.
Fuck yeah. There it is. Wow, so many success stories. This movie's inspiring.
This movie is inspiring. It was like transversing through a time period, and they got through it, and then
there they are.
There they are.
they
now
made
they
it.
exist.
They made it through.
She's the cop that was fuck him and shot the tree for us.
Yeah.
She's his wife.
Oh.
And she worked for the mayor's office.
Uh-huh.
So she was like, she's one of the guys into the mayor's office, so we were able to film inside there.
What were the leg braces
Yeah,
made out of?
is she wearing leg braces?
I think it was tin foil. I forgot what the metal was.
I called the tinfoil last time.
We were
I
fixing
watched
those a lot.
Yeah, I imagine it would be hard. That'd be fucked up. She's getting raped while having fucking psychic visions of her daughter being attacked.
Yeah.
Like, this is the point of the movie. This is the whale's belly when shit gets serious.
For real.
Oh my god.
What a fucking whale's belly. Like, holy shit.
I know, it doesn't get much lower.
And it was funny because when Kathy and Ruben were doing that scene,
Uh-huh.
Warren was the only one. We set the lights up, got the equipment set up. Then Warren filmed the scene by himself
Yeah.
with just the camera. So we had no idea what was going on. So when Warren was editing it later and we're watching the edited stuff, I was just like, Ruben, really? He goes, oh, yeah. We're just like looking at him like, dude, no.
So you guys didn't know that you didn't know it was going to be a rape scene?
We didn't know the creep factor was going to be like that, like over the top. But because Ruben's awesome. He's like, it's so funny that character's so opposite him.
Yeah.
And we're watching a video. I'm like, Ruben, wow. He's just like, it's part of the thing. I don't know. We're like fussing him the whole time.
No, he was really good. His facial expressions were awesome. But also, show us Chrissy!
Yeah, show us Chrissy!
Show us Chrissy!
Show us Chrissy!
We chanted that the first time we ever saw this scene.
Oh yeah, because we were waiting for I think we had recently watched another movie where they had showed us a child's dead body in the movie. We were like, that's what we never see.
Yeah, because in a movie full of like porn and dicks getting ripped off and deaths left and right, child death is just.
Yeah, even Warren's was like, he's like, yeah, it's a little over the top. We're not gonna have
dead kids.
Any aftermath of that. And I was like, all right.
Yeah, no, I can understand that, but I'm one of those people who likes to push the envelope.
Yeah. From a serious gore perspective, I want to see a little kid's head gone.
From an outgoing perspective, it takes balls. But this film and Warren definitely do have some plentiful balls of themselves.
Oh man!
Because of all this shit that he was willing to do. No, it's dramatic as hell. Listen to it. It gets so dramatic.
It sounds like a Cure song.
It does.
It's about to break in.
This is his Oscar scene, though.
Sandra?
What the fuck are you doing down on the grave?
Sandra, I'm sorry.
Well, he's got pigeon sunglasses just like all of us.
Oh, yeah.
Been looking all over for you.
Never mind.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I fucking love sunglasses. Like, I'll wear sunglasses indoors all goddamn day.
Because JJ French from Twisted Sister used to wear the same ones.
And
I was like, I'm going to find them and wear them.
Nice.
It's a good place to take your fashion sense from.
And Warren was like, Greg needs sunglasses. I'm like, fuck, he's wearing my jacket, wearing my sunglasses. What's next? I'm like, shoes? Come on.
He's gonna morph into you.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it sounds like you were this movie.
Yes, exactly. What? Oh, there's a pup.
Yeah, too. Sorry.
Damn, no, it's alright. I was just taken aback.
Yeah,
I was like, what's
whoa,
happening?
Demon.
Hey.
Sandra?
Even
Sandra,
the dogs are crying.
Sandra, get the fuck up off
Yeah.
me. Get the fuck up off
The
me.
picture I had to take of Sandra with the beat up face.
Yeah.
That was one of the Polaroids that the cops had in his hand. He's like, do you want to explain this?
Oh, yeah. That's...
Dude, your makeup.
Sandra?
Desiree had to be able to match up the same exact makeup for the next day if we needed it.
Uh-huh. I like that. I would say, even though they didn't show us Chrissy, I will still give them credit for taking it that extra mile. She straight up slits her wrist.
Yeah. So, it still did take it somewhere.
He gives that whole speech, and it's so sentimental. And then he's like, oh, she's fucking dying. She didn't hear a single thing I just said.
Sandra.
Yeah.
First, Greg's going uphill with Sandra. And Kathy, the actress.
Mm-hmm.
Then when he gets over the hill, he stumbled, he almost dropped Kathy on her head on a tombstone behind the hill. I was like, oh, that would have been like a great ending.
Yeah. Man, at every twist and turn, at one point it was Flesheaters from outer space. The next second it could have become Faces of Death.
Pretty much.
Undertaker comes in and gives her a real tombstone.
Yeah.
On a tombstone.
Buried alive match with the alien.
When Chrissy was killed, I died too.
Happy, 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 happy.
We couldn't get a hospital to film that scene in, so we had to use my FX room actually. So I had to move all the molds out of the way, all the tables out of the way, because the walls were white. And we had the editing section of the studio on the other side of the wall. We had a TV that kind of shared that same wall. And I had MTV on, and I remember Britney Fox' Long Way to Love was like cranking on the TV. We didn't know Warren could hear it through the other side. So Warren comes around and he goes, you know what scene I'm filming, right? We're like, yeah, sorry, man. And he's like, oh, wait, I'm coming. It's out there. It's like, sorry.
Yes. It's right.
I like earlier, though, when after she said, like, my daughter's fucking dead, I don't give a shit, let's get these aliens. And then it just cuts David Riggs, and he's just looking off in the distance like, fuck.
Yeah, god damn.
That was Shark River and Neptune again.
Shark River. Jaws.
Yep.
Jaws.
Yeah, well, the scenes where I had to be in the water with the monster outfit on, Warren knew I had to go do the water scenes that day. I had to go, really deep in that water with the outfit.
Yeah.
So Warren thinks it's funny to put Jaws on before we to shoot that day. I'm like, you're such a dick. So it was like anything I bumped in the suit, I'm like, what the fuck's that?
It's hilarious that they have to fucking swim there.
I think it's...
The bacteria count was like off the charts. All the beaches were closed. That's why we were able to get all those beach shots. And I was in the water, wearing a suit, not a problem. Then that, bacteria water. Oh, that's a paper cave.
Yeah, no,
paper cave.
I sort of guessed that it might be cardboard paper.
What a fucking nightmare that thing was. It was
to actually be inside of.
Because Warren had a hill. Warren had a hill behind his house that went down to the woods. So I'm like, yeah, I'm going to film this cave scene. I go, where? And we walked out behind his backyard. We had to drive back to the studio, back to his house, go back behind the house. And he goes, right here. I go, there's no cave. We're going to make one. I'm like, are you kidding? It was supposed to be a 3-day thing for that cave. So we had the whole thing, chicken wire, the paper, hung it everywhere off the trees, made a roof for it, everything. It turned into 3 fucking months of me having to repair that thing, paint it, filming it again. Yeah, it sucked. I got bit by every kind of spider known out there in the fucking woods. Mosquitoes, whatever else.
Well, it's ambitious, and you fucking did it, because here it is. And it looks, for this movie, it looks great.
Yeah, it does.
And it was big. It was like a 20 feet down, and then I think it had 2 separate rooms. One was like 5 feet across, and then was like another 4 feet.
Yeah, see, this movie has sets. If we were to make a movie like this, it would be all miniatures and shitty green screens and trick photography.
Warren started with the miniature, and then Warren's like, no, we could do a whole cave set. And I'm like,
Is it the same? Because I feel like the cave set in the second one looks a little bit better.
The same one.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Damn. Well, I guess fucking...
I think we're in a different lighting in that one, so...
Oh my god.
The reveal.
Miniature.
Sorry, I got distracted by the fact that there's multiples of them. Look at that. That is end of the fucking world before our very eyes. And then the hero gets completely fucking murdered.
Yeah.
Yep. That's why I cracked him in the nuts for fucking around every take.
Yeah, when he kills him right there, I feel like you can hear him laughing at the end of some of his screams. But even though David Riggs is the ultimate badass and should replace The Undertaker as the American badass, he really did a whole lot of nothing.
Yeah, no, he didn't do much. He just died.
But at least they went there, they died heroes. And she just barely gets it. It's so suspenseful. It's like, is the world over?
That alien's a great death metal vocalist.
Yeah, he is.
Get fucking nuked.
Boom! Our heroes are dead. The aliens are nuked. New Jersey's fucking gone for a couple miles.
For a couple miles.
Yeah, well, the second one. And as we listen to the rumblings of the destruction, the fucking film's title comes up. And that, as I said, is how you end a goddamn movie.
There it is, folks. The fucking singular greatest movie that's ever fucking existed ever.
That is straight up the greatest film of all goddamn time.
I mean, what a fucking explosive ending. A nuke, and it just sits on the nuke, and then it ends. Title screen. Done.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
There it is. Well, fucking... Goddamn, we watched the whole thing. That went by a lot quicker than I expected.
Yeah,
to,
that did. It
honestly.
went way faster.
It felt fast.
Yeah, no, well, because the film, it just has that sort of thing. It's like point A, point B. There's really no, like... I guess you could consider the filler scenes filler, but they're so entertaining that you're enjoying the whole thing.
And actually, the ending was a re-edit by Troma.
Really?
Because there was a part where Kathy and Greg go into one of the egg chambers, and there was like a queen, like a hive queen that we made.
Mm-hmm.
And the hive queen was explaining how the aliens are coming to Earth to like wipe out the human race because we were like a plague, and they were going to let the Earth like heal up and then let it start over again. And then the aliens came and killed the two of them. Then Kathy, blew everybody up.
Oh shit!
But the Troma was like, running time. No, we'll get rid of that whole scene.
Whoa.
Well, I mean, there's still that scene in the second one that's pretty much that, so...
The explosion was pretty fucking epic, though. Like, I remember when I first watched it, I didn't expect them to die. B,
Yeah.
I didn't expect the whole thing to just explode.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think it was going to end just on that, on the
Yeah.
nuke. Like, you're sitting there in the flash, and you're like, wow, super surreal and weird. Boom, credit. And you're like, oh, shit. Or
It's
title
true.
card, I mean.
But, like, and it's so...
Demons. Demons.
That's the dog toy. Sorry.
God damn it. That sounded... It sounds like ghosts.
It sounds like...
Screaming banshees.
Yeah, exactly. Screaming banshees.
So, I guess there it is. We watched the movie. We had you on the show. We accomplished all of our fucking tasks. It's time for final thoughts on the SLAYCAST. So, Steve, you're the guest. We'll start with you. What are your final thoughts on this experience?
I had a blast. It was fun, reminiscing about everything, filming that movie, and again, tell like Warren Disbrow gave me that first chance and gave me like chance of a lifetime, literally.
Mm-hmm.
And it led on to other movies.
Fuck yeah. Well, my final thoughts are, it was great to have you as a fucking guest. We had a great episode. There's many more to come. Subscribe to BD Soul Entertainment. Go check out Tattooed Steve Storage Unit of Terror.com and follow us all in our different endeavors. What are your final thoughts, Brandon?
We are all gonna die.
Damn straight.
Damn straight.
And I guess that's how it goes. And we wish you the best of days.
Oh wait, I gotta do a quick plug fast.
Oh no, go
Plug
for
it
it.
fast.
Plugs need to be done.
The leather face mask up here behind me.
Yes.
There. This was made by Salem Devane, and he has cellardoorfx.com.
All right.
Or net.net. They hate me for that. But
well, it's
he
a
does
great
excellent mask work.
You got a great mask, you got a great collection. We got a collection here started. We've made history on this show.
We broke ground.
We broke grounds, we made history, and we hope you guys enjoyed the ride. So join us again next time on any other episodes we do, because they're only going to get better from here on out. We had a great guest. We can't thank you enough for being on the show. And to play us out, here's our intro. You get something.